Hi, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of teenagers and gun violence. Again, I know this is a sobering topic, but today I want to continue this conversation and discuss the role that parents play when it comes to their teenagers and gun violence. Before I get started, I want to ask you, after viewing my video last week, did any of you have the talk with your teenagers about gun violence? If you did, put in the comments yes. If you didn't, put in the comments no and why. I want to focus a little bit on the case that happened here in Georgia, not too far from me, just last September. There was a boy, 14-year-old named Colt Gray, who took an AR-15 to Appalachia High School, and he killed 2 teachers and 2 students and injured 9 others. He was apprehended by the police when they came on the scene, but his father was arrested the very next day. Both have been charged. And you may wonder, well, why was his father arrested? He was not the one who did it. Essentially, Mr. Gray aided and abetted Colt in this by being, as far as I'm concerned, negligent. The year prior, Colton made some threats to shoot up his middle school. They were visited by local sheriff authorities and questioned. Mr. Gray insinuated that Colt had been bullied, and he said that he was going to move him to another school. Those authorities informed the local schools that this kid was a potential threat and would be monitored. And in fact, one of the captains at the sheriff department sent an email to the FBI about him. Yet, Mr. Gray purchased an AR-15 as a gift for Colt for Christmas. And this was the result. All of this tragedy and senseless loss of life. And I'll be frank, if I was the parent or family member of one of those teachers or students, I would never forgive this man or his son. So we need to talk about this. My favorite uncle told me that when he was 9 years old, my grandfather bought a rifle for him, but he knew that it was for when he and granddaddy went hunting, and in worst case scenario, home defense if someone ever tried to break in and harm them. And he said, listen, I would get into fights with your mom and your Uncle George. It never once occurred to me to take that gun down off the rack on the wall and threaten your mom or my brother with it. But my uncle is a baby boomer, and clearly something has shifted greatly in the culture from then until now. We must acknowledge this, and we must address this. I think in my grandfather's generation, the attitude about raising kids was that the responsibility as parents stopped at providing a roof over their heads, food, clothing, and making sure that they went to school. But parents, that's not enough. Those are just the basics. Your children also need emotional support. They need medical care. And yes, mental health is a part of medical care. And they need guidance to become law-abiding, functional, sane, productive adults in our society. So I want to talk about this. Number one, and I've mentioned this before, check in with your children regularly. Don't go 1 week without a check-in. And the check-in is just simply asking and listening to your kids. Hey, what's going on at school? How are things? Which teachers do you like? Are you making friends? Anything I need to know. And listen, are there kids who are picking on them? Are there kids they are noticing who are being picked on? Are there kids that make them feel a bit uncomfortable, who seem isolated, who seem angry, who are making comments or drawings that are disturbing? These are the things you need to know, but you won't know them if you don't ask. Your kids need to know that they can come to you. And again, the teachers, the principals, other parents. These are part of the village. Number two, recognize and accept that mental health is a part of medical health. And whenever your kids are showing signs of having a problem there, don't hesitate to get them the medical care that they need. None of you would hesitate if your child broke an arm to bring them to the doctor to have their arm set. But if they're depressed or showing signs that maybe they're depressed or that emotionally they are struggling in some way, there's hesitation. We have to eliminate that. And then number three, responsible gun ownership. If you're going to have firearms in your home, conversations need to be had with your teenagers. These are not toys. These are weapons. And you can't discharge them or play around with them, because once there's loss of life, there's no coming back from that. You can come back from damaging a neighbor's fence, right? You can pay for that. You can say you're sorry and smooth it over. You can't say you're sorry and smooth it over when you take the lives of someone's son, daughter, wife, brother. The ripple effect is just immense. Other students are traumatized. People are afraid to come to school. Imagine you're that parent getting the call that there's a shooting at your child's school. Are you going to be able to focus at work? No, you're going to leave and race to that school to see if your kid is okay. All of this can be prevented, I think, with parents being more aware and taking this more seriously and not being dismissive, and definitely not by providing the weapons of destruction. Let's commit, everyone, to having a school year with no shootings. Make this a part of your prayer life for 2025 into 2026, a school year with no shootings. Let's start checking in now, because school starts back next month. We'll continue this conversation next week. I'll see you all then.